Something that drives me, I think, I don't want to feel different. I know I have issues and I have problems, but I didn't want anything to cause me to be not normal.
The official diagnosis of Rhyle when she was born was she had a hole in her soft cleft palate. And when they went to clean her mouth out, they realized that she had a hole in the roof of her mouth.
She was not a very happy baby because she had perforations in both ears, which is holes in the eardrum. She was born with a cleft, and she was not, she had a hard time eating, was never full. So she cried a lot. She wasn't happy, she was in a lot of pain. And we couldn't do the first surgery till she was 5 months old, so the first 5 months was very crucial, very hard.
We found out at that surgery that she was immune to certain pain medicines that they tried to give her the first couple of days. So she cried a lot. She cried to the point that some of her stitches come loose. When they would go in for tests, they would say she's has hearing loss, and I kept trying to say, well, how do they know? It was eye-opening for me because I put it off a lot that she'll be fine, that she'll be able to hear.
Right.
She could play sports already, and she could ride a bike. She could do a lot of other things that a normal child could do. Then when she started kindergarten, it started becoming an issue with the teachers. So we finally come to the point where we were going to get her hearing aids.
When she got her first pair of hearing aids, I'll never forget. We got in the car and we drove to Lowe's. And before we got there, the first thing that she noticed was the blinker. That really threw us off. And then the crazy thing was when we got inside Lowe's, she was like, "What? I can hear myself walk. I can hear your footsteps." So we were like, gosh, she's been missing out on so much, and we had no idea.
My doctors at the very beginning told my parents that I most likely was not going to be able to play a lot of sports.
We never said, no, you're not going to be able to do sports, because we knew that that's the one thing that made her her.
She handles pressure, and I think she almost embraces the pressure.
Rhyle's daily life that would be different than a normal person would probably be, yes, like she doesn't catch the alarm, obviously. She has to sleep without her hearing aids because of the fluid and the stuff that is on her ears. You know, some people do get to sleep with their hearing aids. Rhyle does not get that option. She showers with plugs. She has to do that because that reason being, water gets in her ears. It's very painful to her. Rhyle's first surgery was when she was 5 months. Up until today, she has had 18 surgeries. They're not all been cleft. They've, been on her ears and other issues that she's had, but she's 17 and she's had 18.
I've pushed her. I didn't let her make excuses. This is something you got to deal with in life, and you got to figure out a way to deal with it. And sometimes you just got to accept what God gave you. And as Rhyle got older, she got where she pushed herself, where we didn't have to anymore.
Oh, how would this affect Rhyle in later years? Oh, that's so hard. Yeah. You don't want it to affect Rhyle, but I know that as she gets older, she's going to realize more that things aren't exactly like somebody else. In Rhyle's everyday life, it's who she is what she's going to have to deal with, and It's hard. It's hard to worry about that. We worry about it a lot. And we worried about it a lot even in high school, because high school can be hard on you, you know? Kids are mean, you know? I'm gonna always worry about her.
Do we anticipate more surgeries? We don't want them, you know, but we'd be crazy to not anticipate them. They have talked about having to get her jaw realigned, her top jaw, and to come in a couple of years.
Something that's special about Rhyle. First, she's just an amazing person, incredibly humble. But then also I think that from the basketball standpoint, she's incredibly gifted and talented. And that's something that I think that a lot of people that talk to me about training with her tend to overlook. Sometimes I get people that come to me and they want me to work with them because I worked with Rhyle, and I'm like, I can do that, but Rhyle was good before I got to her.
I'm currently committed to play basketball at SMU, so that's where I will be going to school.
If there was anything I would change, it would be nothing, because if I changed anything, she would not be who she is today. And all these obstacles and all these challenges that she's had to go through has made her who she is. If I had to do it all over again, I would do the same thing, because I wouldn't change her.
Don't give up on yourself, and don't treat yourself any different. Some kids will obviously recognize you have other issues, like my hearing aids stand out, but I mean, it doesn't need to like set you aside from any goals that you have.